Here is another video on polynomial division, but this time it's going to be a division with a remainder. I suggest that you might need to watch the previous videos on polynomial divisions, as we're going to go quickly through this because it's just the same process, except the very last step is different. So we're going to assume you know already how to use either the long division or you're able to use reverse tabular method to do division. In this first example, we're going to use reverse tabular method to divide this and then see what happens at the very end. Okay, using this method, we have to determine how many terms the quotient we have. Okay, so what we know this is this one, the dividend has a quotient of a degree of 3, divisor a degree of 2, a degree of 1 rather. So if you divide x cubed by x, you will get x squared. That means that our quotient will have something with an s squared like that. But you know that if you're going to complete this, if you're going to write it in standard form, you're going to add 2 more terms. So that's x and then plus some constant. Okay, so we know our quotient that is coming will have 3 terms. Okay, so we're going to create three columns. So here we're going to create 3 columns because it's going to have 3 terms. So 3 columns and 2 rows. This is our divisor. And here it comes the 3 columns that we're going to get from dividing the dividend by the divisor. Okay, so in the process, if you remember, what we need to do is to write all these terms coming out from the diagonals. This as the sum of the diagonals. All right. And then -1. So a quick review. This is coming out from the sum of this. It's only one cell, one cell. Here there are 2 cells. So whatever are going to come into these 2 cells must add up to -x squared, and so on and so forth. These 2 cells must add up to 3x, and then this is 1 cell must be -1, must add up to -1. So now let's start the process. So we place the first term inside the top box, and then we divide. X cubed divided by x is x squared. And then we do x squared times 3 is 3x squared. And now we need to find something to add to 3x squared to get -x squared. That must be -4x squared, which when we divide by x will give us -4x. And then we'll multiply by 3 will give us -12x. And then we're going to add something to -12x to get 3x, and that has to be 15x. When we divide by x, you're going to get 15. And then now you're going to multiply 15 times 3 is 45. Now, this is where it's different from what we have covered in the previous video. So in the previous video, we ended up with a number here that usually matched this number. This number here matched this number. But today is different. This number is not matching. That's how you know there's a remainder. These 2 numbers are not matching, then there's a remainder. So we need to find a way to add something to 45 that will give me -1. So I'm going to call that thing, I'm going to add as R to represent the remainder. So I'm going to set up an equation like this. 45 plus some number must give me -1 in this diagonal. So subtracting 45 from both sides, that number must be -46. What that tells me is that that number, -46, is the remainder that we will get when we divide this dividend by the divisor. We get a remainder of negative 46. So we're going to write our answer this way. We write this quotient up here, x squared minus